Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Dun, 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 dun. So how's it going, everybody? How's it going this morning? Seasonality coming into play. Is it time for selling May go away? That's the question, right? That is the question. Well, let me show you a chart. Now, this is not my normal seasonality chart because this is a presidential year. And right here we go. Here we go. 1976 to 2023. Average seasonality. Non-presidential election year. S&P 500. So here we are. Wrapping up May. Normal year. Choppy. This one usually ramp into June and then choppy. Then ramp into the election. Ramp into the pre-election, then drop into the election. Then there's the election and ramp into the end of the year. Either way, usually, typically, we end up higher. But I don't know. Is this year outperforming? Because look, usually we start out pretty choppy. So far this year, that's not been what we did. Not at all. Not at all. So let me pull up the regular seasonality chart if I can find it really quickly. And I've got it pinned right here. Oh, drag it over, drop it in there, and make it bigger. So, made it bigger somewhere else. That's awesome. And there we go. So that's the regular. This is just 20 years, not since 1976. Just 20 years. Just 20 years. So typically we see this choppiness here. Arguably we got a little pop and then we could carry it into June. But by the end of June, we usually end up lower. So that's the historical last 20 years right there. Averaged, well, it's probably 20 years back from 2021, December 2021. I don't have the updated one, but yeah, we're probably in for some sideways chop. That's probably what we're in for. Between now and probably the end of August, we could be a little higher. We could get some chop. Now, I will go into and show you the pattern that has me extremely concerned that we set up yesterday. Dun, dun, dun. Man, sorry to hear that about the tornado. Ugh. Morning, Eric, Don, Everett, Donald, Rick, Dan, Nikki, Sergio, Craig, Robert, Merle, JB, John. Good morning, everybody. If you want to chat with me on the stream while I'm live, click the button. And I'll pop over here and click the button right over here. Oh, I forgot the monster. Let me do something real quick and put this where you can see. Had the watermelon monster this morning. It was interesting. It's got some green on the can, so it makes it a little bit see-through. And anyway, there we go. Click the button over here where the monster is, and it's a little green icon. Click it. Be a subscriber on the channel. You can chat while I'm live. If I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below. Make sure you hit the bell with a notification so you know when I go live every morning, because I'm going live on Monday. Monday for a crypto spectacular on Memorial Day. And, sometimes I go a little longer on those too. So they did approve the spot ETFs for Ethereum yesterday. But are we going to get like a 2-week, 3-week pullback? Possibly. I don't think the demand for Ethereum is nearly as high. And so there's a lot of stuff cooking. And we also saw FIT 21 get approved yesterday by Congress. The Senate hasn't passed it yet, but the House did pass it. And if they get it through the Senate, Biden doesn't like it, but he said he wasn't going to veto it if it got passed. So we'll see what happens there too. Interesting all the way around, if you ask me. All of these things. So anyway, moving on. All right. So that's seasonality for us. Jumping back over here. before we hit anything else on the charts. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, and entertaining. It is not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instruments. So that's no stocks, no options, no bonds, no forex, no futures, no cryptos, no treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. Think about it. Every trade, there's a buyer, there's a seller, there's a winner, there's a loser. What are your odds? If you got no edge, what are your odds? 50-50? Possibly. Since money's involved, it might actually tilt more to the loser side. Got to be careful out there. And if you desire personal financial advice, what to do, consult your financial advisor. I'm here to try to share my edges with you and use some statistics and market math to put the edge in our favor. That's what you got to do. What you got to do. And here we are, the 24th. Not a lot happening today. We got some consumer sentiment revised coming out at 10 o'clock after the market's open in about 40 or 38 minutes from now. We'll get that going, but I don't know if I'll still be live or not. And, even though it's a red event, it may or may not actually cause any, since it's revised, we may or may not actually see much going on. Next week, Memorial Day on Monday, as I said, dun, 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 dun. U.S. Bank closed, the regular stock market's closed, the futures will be open at 6 p.m. on Sunday. They'll close at like 1 o'clock on Monday, so they will be moving. And then that's 1 o'clock p.m., so they are open. I could briefly touch on what's going on Monday with the futures, and then they'll reopen at 6 p.m. on Monday evening, and we'll be off to the races for a normal day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So there you go. That's what we got cooking. And as far as the rest of the week goes, we got some consumer CB's consumer confidence right there. A little different than consumer sentiment. And we've got preliminary GDP, which may be a market mover on Thursday right there. And then on Friday, we get core PCE right there. Powell's favorite inflation number. I was talking about the differences in that earlier in the week. So we've got that rolling out next week. And then we're into June right there on Saturday. Holy guacamole. It's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy right here. So the time is flying by. We're almost halfway done. Getting to be almost halfway done with 2024. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I certainly can't. So, die hard follower. I appreciate it, Chris. I can't wait to see you again here in a couple weeks. So we have my Term Art Trading Lab in-person event coming up, and that's coming up here in just 2 weeks. If you have interest in that at all, I'm gonna throw a phone number in the chat: 321-888-3962. You can press the number 1 when you call in and talk to the team. Ask them for more information on Term Art Trading Labs, or to speak to somebody about more information. Oh, I got a pink string on my shirt. And I guess the big news yesterday was the fact that I sat in a thunderstorm waiting for my son's graduation. And I can throw that picture up really quickly too, just for those that want to see it. Oh, that's not going to work. Gotta get the other thing back up. Throw this back up, and then we can throw this over right there. There he is. You may be like, yeah, you shouldn't show your kids on. Well, this dude is 18 and a half. We'll be 19 before I know it. And later this year. And his mortarboard all drooping. Yeah, it was a straight up downpour. There was a while there they were giving speeches. You couldn't even hear it because the rain was coming down so hard. So anyway, congratulations to my youngest. Made it through. He actually graduated. He met all the graduation requirements in December, so he graduated with honors because he graduated early. But he got to walk with everybody else last night, so that was cool. Anyway, yeah, the family and I sitting there in the absolute thunderstorm. We had lightning less than 1 mile away, I think it was, on my little phone app radar thing. Just absolutely crazy. So Boeing yesterday, and on to the stuff that makes us the money. Boeing right here, taking a slam, get down into, Check this out. That low, that high. Look where the 618 comes in. Right there. We want to see this hold right there. And then this may provide a turbo boost higher right here. Onto the stuff. Right there. If we can hold that 170 price, shoots us right up through the next move. Shoots us right up through the roadmap line on the daily there. That's pretty strong. Pretty strong right there. And everyone wants to know his plans. He's going to culinary school in the fall. He was going to start in the summer, but he's doing a Philmont trip with Rongamer and Rongamer's kid and a bunch of other scouts. So going to Philmont. It's a Boy Scout camp in New Mexico, northern New Mexico. They're going to hike 56 miles in 10 days. So anyway, there you go. There's Boeing potential if we hold right there. So the number one thing I'm watching, though, to see if we're about to roll is this one right here. Why? We have to jump down in the small time frames to look at what we did yesterday. This is very, very key right here. See this move down? This is what's got me concerned. That move down right there. Now, why? That doesn't look like a big deal, right? That move down, but then the follow through, and then what we've done right now. This is the key. If we stay below this level right here and make a lower low than this level right here, these are the key levels. If we make a lower low on any move over here that goes lower than this low right here, we have now done a 5 down. This tilts the odds to like 70% that we're going to see further continuation lower. If we complete this pattern, we have not completed it yet. We have a 1, 2, 3, and this is a 4, as long as we stay below this level right here. If we break above that level, that low, right there, 10:30 a.m. yesterday, we break above that low, it muddies up the pattern. And statistics are all over the place, all right? But if we hold that, we're about 70%, and then complete this right here. We hold anything lower than here, touch the roadmap line on the 15-minute, turn down, make a lower low than what we made right here at 3 o'clock yesterday. This is game on for going lower. I'm very serious right now, not joking one little bit. This is a very, very bearish potential setup. Now, what will we likely do after we complete that? Somewhere down in, well, let me getting ahead of myself. Delete that really quickly. Where will we complete potentially? I have to use this tool. 1, 2, and let's say that currently is the top. We'd potentially bottom right down in here on the 5th wave. At this point, it could be on up just a hair. Anywhere lower low makes it work, but indeed, that would be the target area right there, down to 5250 potential, even from up here. Then we're going to get a 618 retrace. So we have this level, this level. Well, we don't have to do a 618 retrace. We could do something shallow. That would be really gnarly. But we could potentially rally back up to this zone right there where we topped right here. It's classic that a wave 2 retrace would, bottom or top in the same vicinity as the wave 4. So this, wherever we top right here, if we turn down and we stay below this low, these are all key points right here. This is very, very important right now. We'll probably, if we find resistance in that vicinity and at the point where we turn down again, that sets us up for a much, much larger move right here. I'm talking like crash scenario type situation here. That could be setting us up for a flush out type move. We could be down here 5,000 pretty easily. And there's a lot of air in this area And it could be cooking something much bigger and more sinister. Yeah, that's just down to where we were just a few weeks ago. But we can get, you know, a bounce and a 4 or 5, go touch the roadmap line, do a 618 ray trace there, and then that's a really big down. So this is starting to nest up into something that could turn into something much, much bigger, much, much more bearish. So this is very key right here, right now. These levels I just highlighted. That low, 53.17-ish. That low right there, 52.75-ish. If we make a low lower than that without breaking this level up here, it's game on. All right. Game on. Be careful. All right. Hopefully everybody hears me, sees me, understands what I'm saying. Oh, look at that. Boom, right to the target. Cha-chow. NQ, same situation. Same kind of levels right here. That's the level for NQ. Can't break above that. And then that level right down. That level right down there. And Johnson. Oh, stopped out that one. And stopped out that one. That's a continuation lower. Back to NQ. That low right there. So watch out. If we complete this, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. If you want to know what to watch, here it is, right here. We can go right down here, and then probably bounce right back up here. And then we're set up to do the bigger flush. And that bigger flush is like a lot bigger flush. All right. Yeah, Kimberly says it was still a good time. We got our youngest through graduation. I was pretty, I did not like to sit in wet underwear. It's just not my thing. So anyway. Anyway, so there you go. There's NQ, there's ES, and Russell already being more bearish. This is what I'm talking about. Can happen very quickly on S&P right here. See how this went all the way down near the 272? Right there. We're getting it. We're getting it more bearish. Getting it way more bearish. So this is the one to watch. If we break below the daily roadmap line here, that's the big indicator that we're probably going to do a bigger flush, possibly down here, and possibly really set this up for a big flush all the way down in here, 1300. And that's for IWM. How do you trade it? IWM, it would be a normal way to trade it. You know, we could be talking all the way down in this area, 130, 150, right down in there. So breaking down below 195 sets us up for 130, 150. That could happen late this year. It could happen before the election. Could happen through the election. It could bounce up here and then take us even, you know, could find an intermediate bounce in here. Rally back up like this and then take us down even further. So it could do that right there. All right. Be careful is what we've got going on. And then oil. Very interesting right here. Very, very interesting. We keep holding that. We keep holding that support. We did make a lower low, so Head and Shoulders is off at this point. Come on, click the right one. Click the right one. Click the right one. There we go. That was a lower low than right there, which we touched into the lower target. We may still push on down into this orange zone right here. Dun, 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 dun. Just clear it up. We've already pushed lower than that. but that could have been the last push. So still holding support. Extended it just a little down. We'd have to get all the way below 75 to really tilt the odds. We're going down further into the 60s. At this point, that could be just the last little bit here. Now, the problem here, though, is that this mucked it up really good. And possibly we're just going to get a rally back up to this 85 area. And if we hold that and turn down again, then we could be looking at further down on oil. So that's a key level to watch right there if we start rallying back up. Gold is doing a really good job making everybody super bearish. I mean, this is just incredibly... People got incredibly bearish on this thing really fast. In some of the places I watch. Now, we could definitely get a little further down. Right down in here. Even my man Goose got a little bearish on me on gold. Now, this is about time frame, okay? Like, how long are you willing to wait in something for the next move? It's not done yet. Like, more than likely, we're going higher. Now, it could go down to the roadmap line before we go higher. But big picture, over the next 2 years, we're probably going much, much higher. Possibly 3,000, possibly 5,000, possibly. I'm not saying this is like likely, but possibly 5 figures. And then this one right here. Lots of people kind of freaking out on this one too. But look, we hit the 1618. Retrace, retest the breakouts, and then we get the extension to 35. Now this one could be working on a much bigger pattern also. We could be talking like, I don't even have it drawn on here. We could be like talking 50 to 60 up here on silver. Maybe even bigger targets, but we're not going to go there yet. So I don't even have them drawn on this chart, but it's kind of some of the stuff I'm tracking out there. So be careful. Don't get too bearish. This is just a little pullback. We're still holding above the breakout here so far. Bitcoin showing a little bearishness. We did back test that trend line that I was talking about. And it's really difficult to put the trend line in the proper place here. That high, that high. It looks like candle bodies is the way to roll right now. If we turn back, if and when we break above this high right here, it's game on. Like, this thing's probably not looking back for a while. Probably not looking back for a while. So that's what I'm watching here. Now, if we get below this kind of high from over here, this is very key at this point. We get below this high, 66,400 on the futures. Watch out. You know, the gold right there. Watch out for this to come all the way down to the roadmap line on the futures chart. And BTC USD spot market prices look a little different, but still very much the same. We came up very close to the roadmap line back here, but we didn't touch. So if we break below that downtrend of highs, right there, connect with the candle bodies, and we get below this high right here, 65, 134 on Trading Views index for Bitcoin. If we get below that, highly likely we're going to hit this in full, probably make a lower low, or at least a double bottom low right there. So that's what to watch on Bitcoin. Now, if we can hold, that's really bullish. Probably project us up, and we probably won't look back to this level for a long while. Ethereum rallied up on those ETFs that got approved. Now a little bearishness. We could retrace back to, when we saw Bitcoin ETFs approve, we got about 2 weeks of bearishness back here. Anybody remember that? Right here, we kind of pull back right there. Pretty bearish for about 2 weeks right there. Before we really started arcing the bottom. About Took us 17 days, roughly. 16 days. I'm on the wrong candle. So be careful. Don't get too bullish or bearish. All right. Dollar holding really well so far on the roadmap line bounce. The indication we're going higher would be a move back up through this 105.50. Then we're going on up to hit the target at 108.50. Otherwise, if we get below here, below this low, starts tipping the odds, we're going on down lower. And then we'll have to look at other support like this zone right here where we've kind of bounced off of a lot of times. And then if we get below that, odds are we're coming on down here to the 90s. So what's actually moving today? Deck, kapow, right up there. Right up there. That high, that low. Wasn't a market roadmap bounce, but right up in the targets. Be careful, betting on higher. SMCI popping, but that's not really a big pop. It's just more choppiness right there. Still looks kind of bearish, and watch out for the flush. So far, that's just a 1, 2, 3, right up into the high. Right there, into that resistance, and we can definitely get continuation lower very, very easily. MRUS, there's another one. Didn't actually touch on the daily, right up in the targets. Book or protect profit if you're after that one. ROST, Ross Stores, Ross the Boss. Let's see. So we get the daily close here. We're set up to go up to 154. Daily close above that 618 line at 142 sets us up for 154. DVA probably coming down to the roadmap line. Little bounce, but that's still lower highs. I don't even remember what I had all drawn on here. Oh, yeah. That prior high coming into play. We break below this roadmap line could result in a bigger, deeper retrace. FNGU, I don't take requests on normal Mondays. Request show is Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. That right there is right up to the target. FNGU, that's leverage. Be careful on leverage. But that's it. That was the high probability move. Don't expect anything else for now. Gotta do a retrace and rebuild a new pattern. BAH, Booz Allen, just ramping right up, probably hitting targets. Yeah, extreme targets. GH. So maybe. If it can close above that 618 level, above that 2540 area, 2790 would be the target. Not a huge opportunity. Make a couple bucks on some shares. If we close below, though, watch out for another move down. That next move down could take us right down here to 20. DELL, Dell Computers. So yesterday I was talking about how that one's lagging SMCI, kind of lagging NVIDIA. Still got opportunity to catch up. They sell a lot of NVIDIA servers, but it's also going exponential. How far exponential can we go? Could be up to 380. If this is bullish, pop right on up there. PDD, Pinduoduo. This is Temu for anybody that doesn't know. Right up in the targets. Cha-chow. That was a market roadmap bounce. Right into the targets. And that's even Looking at the bigger target right there. The bigger bounce, the bigger target. So next upside, 180 up there. AKAN is going down in a blaze of glory. Reverse split, 1 for 40. That's an absolute dumpster fire situation. It did tag the downside target already, right there. Bouncing up. If we hold in here, can go lower. $1, and we just reverse split. Just reverse split 1 for 40 to keep this listed, and it could go down to $1 again. Be careful on that one. They lose tons of money. Coin. I really, really want to see this hit the roadmap line. Just chopping in this area. If Bitcoin breaks down and hits the roadmap line, this will probably hit the roadmap line. Would be my guess. MVDX pushing higher. Yeah, there's the target right there at 137. KOLD. There's your ultra short natural gas. Right into the targets. Bouncing a little bit. Looks like it may go. That's not telling me anything at the moment. Could rally right back up to ultra short, means natural gas could be dropping. And I would kind of expect us to rally right back up here now. That is leverage, so be careful on natural gas leverage. USD, and right up to target area, at 128. QCOM, that's got targets right on up here, about 220 to 230. Or possibly turning down off the roadmap line. We get below this 61 area. Watch out for a move down to 54, which is basically back to the bottom of the. It's in a channel. We've hit the bottom. We hit the top. Probably go hit the bottom again, somewhere down here, before we can go back up and hit the top again. Decliners, MELI. That's a lower high. Might come down and hit the roadmap line. Of course, it may come back. This is what it might do right here. Could come back just a little bit lower, bounce here, and go up for the target at 1980 area, 1970, 1980. INTU. Melly was down a lot more pre-market, recovering very well as we open. Intuit getting a double tap on the roadmap line, but it also made a higher high. So, there's Boeing bleeding on off a little more. That high, that low. If we get above this 646 area, can take Intuit on up to 689, 88, 89, right in there. W-Day, crushing on down. That's why I always say to be careful on these three-wave moves. They go right into the roadmap line right there. Already down at the targets. And now that's potentially set up a 5-wave move. You see that right there and that right there. This is the same pattern for the S&P right there that I was talking about, that I started out with. This is a potentially very bullish pattern on workday. If we could continue down just a little bit more like this, could come down to 204. That's how you play with the fib lines right there. Yeah. That area right there. Could bottom. We could rally back up like this. Stop in the vicinity of that prior move right there. And then go down for a bigger correction on workday. That bigger correction would look something like this. Possibly down to 138. Right down in there. Can extend that. Be the initial. Ugh, that would not give me the warm fuzzies. VSTM. That's bearish. That's biotech for you. Just surprise. You just lost 60% of your money. Golly, man. If it can hold there, it could be bullish, but it also could go on down. Right like that. CRM, Salesforce. The owners of Slack. Sitting right in the roadmap line. Didn't get the activation for going higher. You can hold the higher low. That can be positive, but so far, nada. NTES. Potentially going lower. EXAS. Don't look too good right there. That low, that high. Sitting here, if we get below that zone, this is support. Get below that, watch out for continuation down to about 25. Rainier. Potentially gonna go further down if it can't hold right in the zone. Watch for that bigger flush right there. EETH converting over to, this is what the next 13 days, watch out. That could flush on down. That's sitting right at this resistance. If we're going to be bullish, we're going to pop up to this 99 area. If we're going to be bearish, watch out. Watch out, watch out, watch out. EDU. Just holding on the roadmap line. We can break above that prior high right there. Probably going on up. If we don't, watch out for the bigger retrace because this has been up like a beast right here. Absolute beast going higher. We could come all the way back down into this area around 24. Maybe like, no way, JT. I'm just warning you, like, that can happen. All right, we have limited upside versus a lot of potential downside of support. So be careful. Really be careful. All right, that's the list for today. Market MRM bounce, is that available? Absolutely. Market roadmap bounce, this orange line. If you're a DIYer, I have videos. You can watch the back catalog. It's like my favorite indicator or something like that. And if you just want the easy button, $5, click the more button right below the video right down there. $5. You get the easy button, put it on your chart. I give you the, I even give you the code in the masterclass. So if you want to put it on any platform other than TradingView, I give you the TradingView easy button because TradingView is free and it has every ticker like cryptos. It's got Forex, it's got futures, it's got all the stocks, basically everything you want to watch right here in TradingView. That's why I use it every day right here on the platform. So there you go. That's the easy way to get it. Just click the $5. Plus, I give you a list every week for 3 months for $5, like a weekly list of stuff bouncing off the roadmap line, potentially. And I'm working on some new stuff, some cool new stuff, cool new alerts, cool new automated everything. So, all right, everybody, be safe out there. Remember, it's not being wrong that costs you money. It's staying wrong. Don't stay wrong in the face of the market, proving that we're going on down. All right. Those, I gave you the levels to watch right here. They're very, 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 very important. Very important. If we can stay below this low right here and make a lower low right here, those are the levels to watch. That level right there, that level right there. If we break above this, makes the whole thing ambiguous right now. All right, adds ambiguity to the pattern. Possibly this is just a 3-wave correction. And so far we just have a 1, 2, 3 wave up right there. So yeah, I don't give away this right here. The code where I show actual statistics, I don't give that away. Sorry. And turn it off. Oh, there's cat right there. Deep bad testing. So I don't give this away right here. Don't give it away. Don't. It's not even available at all. So I have alerts for it for the Termite Trading Lab people. Echo Trade people get some alerts off of it, a little bit, and working on building a bigger tool, but not giving away the code for that. Sorry. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you again soon.